Hello Fretwellers and welcome back to my Jungle Terror developer commentary, and today we are going to be pressing on and we are going to be moving towards the jungle ruin. So one big thing I noticed between this and the last episode was putting a block here turned off a lot of light. Spawners seem to be transparent in the way that they conduct light, so that's really helped with the monster spawning rate. I'm just going to process these zombies. There's a lot of them. So let's do this. The small dagger is a great weapon for this. Hey, you don't belong in it. Wait, no, I'm not going to fool with you. Oh man, I need a bow to deal with these guys properly, since they nerfed them in the recent update. Sorry, they didn't nerf them. They increased their ability. Seriously, he's going to follow me all this way? They have a seriously extended range. That is not 15 blocks, that is more than 15 blocks. I'm going to recover some hearts here. That's been the issue. I've had a creeper here as well. Wait, has he gone in the pit? He can't get out of that pit, can he? I don't think there's a way out of the pit. Is there a way out of the pit? Doesn't look to be. Well, we got rid of him then. Alrighty, so as I was saying, these guys, they spawn better in darker areas. Man, there's so many of them already. There's another one right there as well. Come here. I don't want to go in there while they're active. So let's just put these rusty knives away. They occasionally drop their armor, but that's just a random chance, so we can put that on. And I think we're good to go. I have so many rusty knives now. I can put these bottle of enchantings away. Oh, I'm going to leave you. I'm not going to kill you as well. I've already killed so many of them. So the Victory Monument is not that far. You can see that light over there. That's where we're going to be headed in today's episode. Cookies, anyone? That's a reference for the cocoa bean. Oh, hello. Oh, there's two of them. Nice. I can pick you off with this as you're in the water. As long as there's no skeletons around to knock me into you, we should be fine. Where's the other guy? Thankfully they can't destroy blocks in water. And more coal here. This is not trapped. I know that it's not trapped. But I can grab that later if I really need it. We're going to be finding more coal very soon. So the natural spawns in this area are pretty thin on the ground, to be honest. They're kind of just there as an ambient threat, really. Except for the skeletons. They're a bit more tricky. But here is the Victory Monument. Well, Jungle Ruin if you want to get technical. So there's a Helium Monument supply chest here, an enchantment room, ender chest, anvils. I gave you basically an unlimited supply of anvils because I feel that the player should have that. And we have all the wools and the 3 ore blocks needed to complete this monument. I've provided you with a ready-made storage area. I've given you 64 cobblestone and 2 stacks of wood, but everything else is empty. So there's cobblestone, wood, food, farming, tools, weapons, armor, mob drops, brewing and miscellaneous. And this is a bit more if you want to get more in depth. Ender chest is empty. Helium Monument supply chest. Everything that you need is in there. Signs, music disc, jukebox, lamps and such. So this is the enchantment room. There's not an enchanter here, but putting an enchanter in here will yield you with a level 30 if you want a level 30 enchant, or you can get one with a lower power. Oh wow, I'm down onto the zombie flesh. Great. Alright, so this is the Jungle Ruin base. I'm glad that we've been able to find it in today's episode. It's going to be our main base for the rest of this map, so it's a good idea to find it as quickly as possible. And there's some coal here. I did not trap this coal. I would never trap anything near the Victory Monument. It's just bad practice unless it was like a fake Victory Monument, but I could assure you this one isn't, so I will mine that coal later. Just getting rid of the vines in this area. Now normally what I might do is I might build like a proper base here at the Victory Monument by turning it into a room or something. I'm not going to do it this time as it's already pretty much pre-provided for me. Alright, so we're down onto the zombie flesh. So yeah, I think this is not enough certainly to make a full episode. So what I think we're going to do now is we're going to go on an island adventure. Get out of here, vines. Nobody wants to see you. So we really need to get a better source of food than zombie flesh. I do... Where's that skeleton shooting me from? Oh, it's right underneath. You had to be right underneath, didn't you? They don't do a whole lot of damage though. Get out of here. I've got another bow and some lily pads. So here we go. We're going around the outskirts of the island now. In fact, actually, we could do Dungeon 6 today. And then we can kill a wolf today as well. So this is just random loot. It's a nice sword, nice chest piece, useful against skeletons. I've provided you with this random loot because it may seem a bit overpowered at first, but I think that over time you'll come to realise why I've been quite generous with it. The later areas can be really tough, so I decided to give a bountiful supply of loot to you so that you don't have to worry if you die about not having any gear. In fact, let's eat the proper food. Cookies. Lots of cookies. These will serve as well. I want to keep the higher saturation food for when we're in dungeons so that I don't have to eat as often. Cookies are a great food source if you're just doing base work, and it's a nice alternative to zombie flesh. Anybody chilling around here? I know that there's another random loot chest up here. I always seem to know where the random loot chests are. I don't know what's in them, by the way. If you were curious about that, I have no idea what's in them. All I know is that their location. Oh, ender pearl. Nice boots. Another one of those nice chest pieces. Raw beef, more cookies. So it's just more of this standard stuff, isn't it, really? Did I get that other chest? Yeah, I must have done. Give me that back. So already we've got some pretty nice loot. I'm going to drop off some of the supplies that we have in the ender chests that are a bit nicer in case we die. Pumpkin pie, I guess. Well, that's just junk. We can get it out of our inventory. The steaks I'm going to save. Any sort of cooked food. Golden apple is valuable. I'm not going to need the flesh actually now. I've got that amount of cookies. Let's keep the shovel. We might need it. That's a better shovel anyway. So we can put those right there. And I can always reclaim that at the ender chest at the jungle ruin later. Alright, so let's head up there. There's Dungeon 6, and we're gonna, I think, do that today. That light that you might be able to see, it might be quite hard to see on YouTube down there, is Dungeon 1. We'll probably do that in the episode after. Over there is Dungeon 4, I believe, so there's quite a number of dungeons sort of in this vicinity. There are 2 dungeons above ground, the rest are underground, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. So this is Monkey Island. This island was just here when it was generated, so I decided just leave it, just put something random here. Bunch of lapis. There we go. Let's pick that up so I know that I've been here. We're going to need a bit better gear for Dungeon 1, which is why I'm looking for random loot where possible, as the random loot is going to be needed for the first dungeon. There are some skeletons in that dungeon which hit hard. There's no random loot at Dungeon 6, just a wool, but we'll grab that today, just because we can, really. So let's head up there now. I'm not going to go into the ancient tomb, but we might as well have a look at it while we're here, because this is a teleport based dungeon. Oh, this is Dungeon 5. I thought it was Dungeon 4. So there's my random loot. This is a tough area, by far one of the tougher dungeons in the map. The ancient tomb, and we'll get into that. That's what we're going to be doing last. Though it can be made easy, it depends very much how you decide to approach it, really. So these glowstone ponds, glowstone in my map, well, at least certainly in this map, in water usually indicates a chest. So here, for example, there is a chest. Let's see what we can get out of it on the first attempt. I'm just going to try and get as much of it as possible in my inventory, and then get back up to the surface before we start taking drown damage. And why don't we just... Well, no, that's all the way over there. We'll look at that next time. But already, as you can see, we're beginning to get some decent stuff. We've got some nice boots, which is good for feather falling. There is... We've already got a nice projectile protection for chest piece. We've got some nice helmets. And the only thing we haven't really got is any decent legs. But there we go. Let me see. Let's climb up here. So there is kind of a vine path. I didn't put the vine path in. This is just how the vines grew, so I decided, meh, why not leave it. So you can use this. There's one on the other side as well if you want to get up here to Dungeon 6. There used to be a pigman spawner up here, but it didn't work, so I removed it. I found out what was causing it. They were meant to have low health, and then when you, when they died, they would drop like the pork, the rotting pork, to give you an infinite food supply. But I realised that you have to kill them instead to get these drops, and they had low health, and I thought, why risk it? I don't want players to get killed in what I would call a troll dungeon, so there we go. That's the story behind that. So this has a new fleecy box to the original version of Jungle Terror, which had a standard fleecy box. I decided to blend it in a bit more. I thought it was a bit ugly and too obvious. So there we go, brown wool and nostalgic times. So this book, those of you who played the first version will remember as just being a standard book. I'm going to get rid of the sand, I really don't need that. But I want the chest. So nostalgic times. Get out of here, sand. This just explains a bit about the differences between Jungle Terror and Castaway Escape, and how Castaway Escape was the victory monument for that map was up here, and I decided to move it. Those of you who have been really long-term fans of me will remember Castaway Escape, and that map had some serious issues with it, which is why I ended up having to scrap it and replace it with this one. But I think it was a wise choice. How do I get down from here? Oh yeah, there's vines. So that's there's some thoughts there about that. There's not a whole lot to comment on about this dungeon. I just put it up here as a troll dungeon, the brown wool. It was initially going to have a purpose to give you an infinite food supply, but unfortunately that's no longer the case, so it kind of really now does only serve as a sort of like a remembrance type thing for the old map and old players of my maps. So as a new player you would probably consider that quite pointless. Sorry about that, but that's just the way things go sometimes. Alrighty, so let's head back to the Victory Monument Jungle Ruin. I need to start calling it Jungle Ruin. I'm used to calling it a Victory Monument because I don't play many other maps which call it anything other than a Victory Monument. So this, talking of Victory Monuments, this was added after the beta, as there was an issue with mobs getting in here and such. In Aura's stream we found that mobs were just kind of dominating here, and particularly creepers could fall down on your head, and we didn't like that. Certainly I didn't want that in the map. I want the VM to be safe, so I decided to patch that and improve it a little. So brown wool. Actually let me get rid of some of this crud in my inventory. Let's see, wooden shovel. I'm going to start putting this away. Building blocks. That's those. I'm going to move those here. Let's just make a row of each. This is a good way, I think, of sorting things. Slabs. So that I can just shift click them away pretty easily. Flesh is a mob drop. I'm going to consider leather an armament usage. And I'm going to do that just for convenience. So also in armour we'll put those away, Miscellaneous is the lily pads. I consider chests wood. There we go, 7 wood. Let's put you here and you there. And I'm just going to do that. So I pre-provided you wood, and you'll find out more about it in that book. But you're on an island full of wood. Who wants to spend all their time chopping down trees? I mean, personally, I find that one of the most boring aspects of the game, just going around with an axe off camera. And especially if anybody LPs this and they have to do a lot of off-camera work, I wanted to help them out a little bit by giving them a supply of wood. I would consider that's farming in a way, I guess. Bowls are kind of useless. There's no way to fill it in this map apart from mushrooms, but I don't know where there is any. So that's also armor. Miscellaneous, I would consider the lapis. The sign I consider wood, along with the chest. I guess I'll put that there for the time being. And the axe is a tool. I already have a stone axe anyway. But anyway, I'll do all of that later. Let's just put this down. On the monument we need a sign and torch. And we'll use one of these. So where are we? It's this one. Okay, brown wool. And I'm going to see if I can find that tune. It might seem a little weird if I can't find the tune. But here we go. On a 1, a 2, a 3. There we go. Brown wool. And let's put a sign on that. I'm going to put the sign here, I guess. And we got that from Nostalgic Times. A dungeon for old map players. There we go. Laddered up. So we've got the first wool on the monument now. Off camera, between this and the next episode, I'm going to press on with getting some more drops out of the zombie grinder. I'm probably going to do some repairing with this anvil. And we'll probably assault Dungeon 1 in the next episode with our newly gained armaments and food and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do off camera. And I'll also mine out this coal, and I'll probably mine out that coal in that cave just over there. So that's pretty much it. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Let's put those away. Okay. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying this devcom. Not a whole lot to comment on with that dungeon, but certainly next time when we take on the White Wall, there's a lot to comment on about that. I know that much. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, see you later, and have a good day.